And I know we always say we're not the political show. We're not really into that. But here's the problem, though. Is it politics actually matter when they start to impact you as a human being or as a constituent, right? So last week, we found out that the administration has laid off a lot of federal workers. A particular group of workers that impact special education. Now, why does this matter to me? Because for those that don't know, I have a son who is on an autism spectrum, right? He has special needs. He gets governmental funding for him to be able to receive the services that he needs. Now, for those who don't have a special needs individual in their family and who may not be apathetic or may not understand, it is very difficult already to be a parent of a special needs student. I have already said this multiple times, all right? But for those who may just be tuning in or watching this, let me break it down to you, right? First of all, not only do you have to accept the fact that your child is different, you have to find ways for your child who is now different or neurodivergent to be able to get the services that they need. A lot of these services cost a lot of money. Therefore, you have to apply for services through Social Security to be able to fund your child be able to get services. What services might your special needs child need, right? They might need wheelchair services. They might need certain therapies. So for my son is nonverbal. So that means he needs ABA therapy, which is it helps his like social skills. That's what ABA therapy does. So like certain things like teaching him how to tie his shoes, teaching him how to pick up on social cues, teaching him how to clean up after himself. Those things that we take, things that people who are neurotypical take for granted, right? My son also needs occupational therapy, okay? He also needs speech therapy. So these are just 3 therapies that he needs, and a lot of times you have to find a school, right, that may be able to service your son. So if you grew up and before we had the language of autism and things like that, you might have just thought about the special ed class, right? You know, where you got a whole group of people who may think different, they got behavior problems or whatever like that, and they are all grouped together to be away from the neurotypical kids. Now that we have gotten a lot more research and there have been more funding, right, from the government, now we can be able to expand. But there are some schools who have like an autism unit. There's some schools who don't have an autism unit. They just got a specialized hub of kids or whatever like that. All of these things are able and to be possible because of the Department of Education, specifically the Special Education Department. But now that they have completely disintegrated the department, that means that funding for these programs that a lot of our vulnerable populations need won't be there. So that impacts me as a father because now I got to figure out potentially how am I going to pay for these services. And if you just know going to the doctor by itself costs a whole lot of money. Think about having to go to a specialist for certain things for your child. And my child is still being able to, I think he's high functional, so he can be able to maneuver and everything. But think about those who are not, who are wheelchair bound or who are not high functional. Like these parents, all of us need these type of services, right? And so this can completely disrupt our livelihood, let alone this could very well disrupt our kids' livelihood, right? They may not be able to learn as well. They may not be able to be served as well. And what happens when you don't get the services and you don't get the things that you need? Think about how we used to talk about people, how we actually talk about people who fall through the cracks. Like, oh man, if they would have just stayed in school a little longer. Oh man, if they just would have had a little bit of help, maybe they wouldn't be in a more dire situation, whether that's in jail or dead or homeless. You know what I'm saying? Now you done wiped away the department that actually can help prevent some of these things so these people can be functional human beings. And as a parent, I'm just supposed to sit there and be okay with it. Nah, you know what I'm saying? It's not okay. The administration has done a terrible job of making sure that American citizens get the things they need, whether that's you getting protection so you don't get your rights violated by ICE, or this vulnerable community like the special needs community being able to get the funding and things that they need to be able to live. Well, I just saw a video before I left of college students in Tennessee getting kicked out of their dorms because the funding was taken away. Imagine going to college, right? Do you know how hard it is to actually get into college, probably, as a special needs student, right? What type of scholarships you got to have, what kind of barriers you have to jump over, the hurdles and stuff. And now you finally get to college, and then you in college, and now you got to get kicked out because you don't have the funding to be able to pay to stay. Like, this is crazy. This is horrible. It shouldn't be happening. I know I'm getting a little passionate and I'm getting angry and I'm frustrated. Good. You know what I'm saying? But I got to think about, not only do I have to think about my son functioning in a world that doesn't care about him, in a world that might see him as a threat because he's young and he's black and he can't communicate the same way other people communicate, right? So he has to have a speech device. But if he runs into the cops and something happens to him that way, now I got to figure out what to do. But now I got to figure, I just fought for him to get into a school. Now I got to figure out, can he still stay in the school? Mm-hmm. Will the school be able to still am I going to have to move him somewhere else? Am I going to have to train him at home? Are these other things? It's crazy. And parents and students who live in a country that's supposed to be the best nation in the world should not have to go through this, because we have a president who has a political agenda that is trying to take away every good thing that has come from people who are not like him to prove a point. I literally saw a video of Trump the other day talking about what we trying to do is we trying to kill the Democrats. Like, every program that we don't really like, every program that they put in that we don't like, we killing it. So, yeah, we in a shutdown, but we got to get rid of them. Out of his mouth. Verbatim. But what did my son ever do to you? What did my child or other special needs children ever do to you?
That has nothing to do politically.
That ain't got nothing to do with politics.
That has nothing to do with politics.
We are American citizens. We are human beings who only want the same rights as everybody else. So, if you got something you want to sound off on, drop a comment, like, subscribe, share. 404-726-1380. Call us up. Let us know what you think and how you feeling about this government shutdown. It's Voice in the Streets on WAOK. Austin and Des, what do y'all think about how the government shutdown can impact us? Even the special education thing. Austin, I know that you've had an IEP, so you're not impacted by it right now, but you would have been had this been happening while you were in school potentially and stuff like that. So yeah, what are y'all thoughts?
Obviously it's bad. Like, it's never gonna be a good thing when you putting kids in a situation where they got to deal with the fallout from adults' decisions. But that's where we are in the country, and that's just what it. I mean, I was gonna say that's just what it is, but I mean, isn't it always the people that don't do anything or have anything to do with it that end up the most affected by things? So I would say that it'll more than likely swing back the other way. Obviously, the longest government shutdown has been a little over a month at 35 days, but it also was under Trump, and I think it was almost double the amount of time as the second longest one. The longest government shutdown was 35 days. The second longest was 21 days. So he went above and beyond with it just to, try to hold people's feet to the fire. He doesn't care about your son not having access. He doesn't care about the people that your son sees at school that might be worse off, that need different things, wheelchair people to make sure the speech therapy classes and stuff like that go through. They just don't care. And honestly, it get dark, but if you really get into like the thought process of a lot of people that align with that kind of thinking, they kind of want to go away. Like, everybody knows like how people used to talk about what they did to special needs people in Texas, and how it was almost a joke. Like, they'll kill you in Texas if you special needs. That's kind of how those people kind of Like, if you really want to have the conversation, they leave. That's why they so like blasé about like, oh, he's special needs. Even when I don't pay attention to everything, but I remember when didn't Trump make fun of somebody's disability?
Yeah.
Like live on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you get that off, because you know that base of people don't really, like, we talk about it. Me and you was just talking about throwing words like retard and stuff like that around.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, that audience, yo, if they feel like anything is wrong with you and you're not whatever their definition of normal, upstanding, American, and you have the same, and this could mean like you're not Christian, you got a speech impediment, you got a weird cleft foot, whatever. They like the bunch for a long time. All of that just got grouped into one thing. Oh, they retarded.
It's giving Hitler, y'all.
It's not.
It's giving. I mean,
It's
giving that when you say like, okay, they don't like anything that's different from them.
Yeah.
And they're bunching it and trying to get rid of it. Is that not what they did during the Holocaust? If you were not blonde, blue-eyed, and straight and white and whatever the case may be, they were getting rid of you.
So let me tell you the difference.
In other words, he is getting in. And even if it's just it's not just special education. Obviously, we know it is if you are poor, if you are black, if you are in low-income communities. We know that the SNAP benefits are in trouble for next month. And to that, what's crazy is that a lot of people who benefit from SNAP is not just black people. You know what I'm saying? It is. I'm sorry to say it, but it can be the trailer trash white folks who are for some reason.
Income, yeah.
Oh, that's not a. They can be. It's more of them.
It is more of them
than black people. It's just what it is.
And it's sad because they're very big Trump supporters and not seeing that they are the ones that are getting affected in this as well.
The main difference I would say is that the Hitler thing. The only reason I don't use Hitler and stuff like that as an example is because that was a targeted attack on like groups of people and minorities and stuff like that. I don't think that's what this is. I think they don't care what happens to your child because he's special needs. They don't care about special needs people because special needs people won't repopulate the country. Special needs, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the line of thinking.
But
I don't care about you.
Taking away special needs, we are also talking about
I don't think they care about anybody.
We're talking about different communities. We're talking about LGBTQ. We're talking about, we have ICE out here literally.
And I would apply the same.
They're literally rounding people up. It is the same thing. Just I would apply the same logic. It's the same. It's just different to a certain degree.
Those people, the Nazis wanted to create a perfect world. They wanted to create whatever idea their perfect world is with these white blue-eyed babies. I don't necessarily think that all the Republicans in the country that are out their mind right now think like that.
No, I agree. I don't think so.
I think more than anything, they just don't care about what they don't have to care about.
But
they're very similar. We cannot take that away. We can't take that away from this scenario. That what happened with the Holocaust and the Nazis, and just as you said, when your definition of coming in was, they're rounding up people who are different and basically trying to eliminate. Is that not what they did during the Holocaust and with the Nazis?
The Nazis for sure rounded people up and were going to put as many Jewish people as they could, and I'm sure eventually they would have got the black people. They never talk about that. I'm sure they were going to get the black people eventually with the Jewish Holocaust. I'm sure after the Jews.
I'm sure there were black people over there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But also, Trump did say he wanted to be a dictator. So
this is where the No Kings protest is coming to play. This man thinks he literally on the White House Instagram page is a AI video of him putting a crown on his head, y'all.
It is also
it's wild. And with JD Vance.
Yeah, and there's also AI generated with him in a plane dropping poop.
I saw that this morning.
You know, the protests and stuff like that.
It's like no proof. Like it is like no.
Because they talking to, you got to think, that was on Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody that you would know was going to have the Truth out.
Yeah.
Like, that's strictly for the people that are fans of him and those type of politics and stuff like that. So you can get on there and basically say whatever. If you look at...
you put it on Instagram.
The thing, I'm sure.
The
thing that's been going on the last couple of weeks, months, however you want to look at it, is the Homeland Security Twitter page. They put anything up. They put up a video... maybe this is October 17th, FAFO, don't know what that means, don't really care. If you threaten or lay hands on our law enforcement officers, we will hunt you down, we will find you, and you will find out really quick. We'll see you soon, cowards. They put that over a video of these 7, 8 black kids that are standing in the street wearing shiesties. In the original video, they said they were going to go to Iraq and defend the country against Iraq, but they changed the video and put ICE. at the beginning of the video, and the boy that made the video had to come out and say something, and they won't take it down. They're arguing with him that he's changed the video with AI, and they're not gonna take it down. So they got this kid up on their on the government page. Up on the government page. They edited the video, changed where he put Iran, put ICE, and put it as the video.
I'm telling you, there is no class right now with the White House. There is no sense. I never imagined and thought that even though Trump does what he does, I didn't think that he was going to take it to social media to like make it blatant.
Well, the entire time has been on social media.
Yes,
Facebook
he has,
thing.
but he didn't take it to his last time. He didn't take it to the official White House page. He didn't do all of that ridiculous stuff that he's doing now. We're seeing AI stuff. We're just seeing some crazy stuff coming from the White House, the official White House page.
Because who's gonna stop him?
Well,
right.
That's the
he
thing.
thinks he's untouchable.
I mean, in his mind, he couldn't do everything because he knew he was gonna want to run for president again. So now that he knows that there's no way he can run for president again, why not do whatever you want and say whatever you want?
Oh no, he thinks he's gonna get it for the long run. What you mean, not gonna run again?
I don't think that. I know
that's what they're working for. They're working for him to continue. I don't think
the entire country is going to allow this dude to change.
Let's finish it off, and when we come back,
my thoughts on how being in special needs impacts somebody.
No, not being in special needs. If you couldn't get the services that you need.
I'm probably a bad example, bro. Because I mean, even when we talked about it, I told you I never would use any of the the extra time and stuff like that almost on purpose. Even when I was.
But you was allotted special time now.
Yeah, they would come to you and be like, yeah, if you. No. How would it work? After a test, because it's usually after a test that they like, yo, you can have an extra 20 minutes or something like that. I used to just always try to get done with my test like really fast, like when we took standardized tests. So I never would use any of the extra time. But there were plenty of people in there that definitely needed the time and the services. Like I'm talking about being in like, I don't know, in high school, like being in like a math class, a small group, because it's not like they say special needs or whatever once you get to school or whatever, it's a small group. So, excuse me. So it might be like, yeah, Austin, you're going to have, the way they explain it to be like, yeah, you'll have this class in a regular setting, this class in a regular setting, this class in a regular setting, but since you wanted to jerk around in math class last year, and since you had to go to summer school or you got to see or something like that, we talked to your parents, and your mom decided that you need to be in a small group math class so that you can blah, 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 blah. And that's usually how they go about it. Honestly, like I said, I'm not the best example for it because I didn't utilize all of this stuff. Like, looking back at it, I wish I would have looked at it differently. Because at the time, I was like, yo, why am I in there? Why am I in here? I don't need to be in here. Because like we was talking about the other day, it was kids that were really worse off. Like, it wasn't like,
but it didn't seem. But even in college, you did utilize the time. So
no, that's what I was telling you the other day. They came to me.
I thought you said in college there were times where you was like, I really need to use this time. So
yeah. In my head, I thought I should need it, but I didn't use it. I wish I would have used it, but I would be like, it would come up in something like, when you first get to college and you do those classes everybody got to take, history, math, and all of that. That was when I used to be like, damn, I might use this joint. Like, I might, like, going into a history thing and being like, yo, I have to get an 80 to pass this class or I'm going to fail. That would be them times where I would call back home and be like, yo, do I have an IEP up here? Like, if I tell them people I need Ritalin, will they lock in with me? And she'd be like, no, you check no on all the boxes. They're not going to give you extra time. So, yeah, I was,
Nothing. I'm just listening.
Yeah, like all of that. They definitely once you go to college, they ask if you need the time. So yeah, those are my thoughts on it.
All right. Well, drop a comment again, share, like, subscribe. Let us know how you feel, or call us up 447-226-1380. Let us know how you feel about the government shutdown. Are you being impacted by the special needs department? It's Voice in the Streets on WAOK. We'll get back in a few.